We're having a lot of fun in this car. The whole family's out on a road trip, including the dog, and we're stuck in traffic, but it doesn't matter because this is a hybrid and we're getting amazing gas mileage. So it's we've been averaging somewhere here. Let's take a look over here. We have a little readout here, and this is one of the buttons that I love pushing, is the hybrid button, because it's got 4 different screens here that we're using all the time. So right now we've been sort of stop and go traffic, and we've been averaging maybe 40 to 45 miles to the gallon, and that's on average. The best thing here that I think is sort of this video game that we play while we're driving. So what you have is you have an engine and an electric motor, and depending on what you're using, you raise the eco level of the earth that you see around you. So right now you can see there's energy coming in from the gas engine, and then also energy coming in from the electric motor. And when you're driving more environmentally friendly, you get more bars and the earth gets greener and greener. And eventually at the end, and we're gonna see if we can get to it at some point, leaves pop up out of the earth. Another nice screen here is you show the car itself, and all of the leaves are coming out. The more economically you're driving, the more gas efficient it is, the more leaves come out of the car. And then you can also geek out on the flow of the energy, whether it's coming from the engine or from the battery and that sort of thing. It's HighTechDad, and today I'm testing out the first hybrid that I've ever done. So this is the Kia Optima Hybrid, and it's a 2012 model, and it's a 4-door sedan. It's quite comfortable. It's got some really sleek styling, and this is the premium edition. So you can see nice metallic gray color. It's got nice big rims, and it's very comfortable car with lots of technology to power your ride. So it seats 5 pretty easily, 4 adults comfortably. It's even got a really cool sunroof that's dual pane on the top, so that you can open the front one and then also have the rear one for full viewing of the sky above. This is the hybrid engine of the Optima. So we averaged probably around 30 miles to the gallon, and that was city and highway combined. On the highway we were getting anywhere above I don't know, 35 to 45 miles to the gallon, which is really great, especially this day and age with the price of gas being so expensive. The engine itself is quiet, obviously in electric mode, and then when the additional power is needed, the engine itself, the non-battery side, kicks in and gives the engine a bit of a boost, and it seemed to work pretty well. So the Optima performs a lot like any other hybrid out there. So as I mentioned, normally when you have it in electric mode, and it does switch automatically between being a quote electric vehicle and then a hybrid, the performance off the line is not super fast, but that's pretty typical to hybrids. And the engine cabin is actually pretty quiet, obviously in electric mode, and then when the engine kicks in, you barely hear the engine as well. But there's lots of tech as part of this Kia, and I'm going to show you a little bit of that right now. So this particular model has the push start, and you have to have your foot on the brake to start it. And you can see once you start it, you don't even hear the engine start up. So it's giving me a chime, it's starting up, and you can see on the dashboard here is a meter that is actually quite helpful. So you want to try and keep it as much as you can in the green area. Right now it's in electric mode, as you accelerate, this red needle will go up into the white, and usually when that happens, you're kicking into using the engine as opposed to using purely electricity. You have a battery level meter here on this side, so as you brake and slow down, the battery does charge up. And when you accelerate, you'll see sometimes it'll go up into the red area there, and that's the least fuel efficient mode. So another nice thing that you have here is this little dashboard widget in the center. It's sort of the trip odometer area, and you can cycle through a variety of things. It'll tell you distance to empty, average speed, how much time you've done on your trips, the temperature, and then it shows the engine flow. So you can leave this running and you can see when you're driving on a battery or when you're doing the engine or when you're doing both. And then there's this great little thing called the eco level, and there's another dashboard item. If you click this hybrid button, you'll see there are a variety of different screens here, and we tended to drive around with it in earth mode. And so this, in conjunction with the leaves on the speedometer area, is almost like a video game. So as you got more fuel efficient and your eco level grew, and you can see there are little bars down at the bottom, as that grows you get more leaves and more flowers that appear on this display here. And then the same thing here, which is really fun for the kids in the car. I mean, we had a lot of fun trying to make the earth as green as possible. So as you drive, the earth will change color. If you're in worse eco level, you're not driving using the battery or anything like that, the earth gets bluer and bluer. And as your eco level goes up and you're driving more energy efficiently, it'll start getting greener and greener. And then at the very end, on the last bar there, you'll start seeing leaves growing from around the globe itself, which makes it really kind of fun. You know, my kids kept cheering me on the closer I got to hitting that high level, and we got really excited once we did hit the best level. So it's almost like making the car a video game, and it's an environmentally conscious video game. So definitely enjoyed that. So here you can see as we drive on the hybrid display, you can see where the energy is coming from. Right now it's pretty much being generated by the electric engine, and there is some power coming from the regular engine, and that power is being dispersed to the drivetrain, but also to charging the battery. So as you brake, you can see the energy flows from one direction to another, and as I accelerate, it'll change, and you can hear the engine kicking in. You can see that I'm no longer in electric vehicle mode, but I am still in the green section of the economics in terms of driving environmentally safely. So you can see now that we have kicked into electric vehicle mode. That means that the energy is going into the battery. It's driving more fuel efficiently, and as I slow down, you can see it starts charging from the braking process, and it's all flowing directly into the battery. So the Kia also has a ton of other controls that you can do. So obviously you have your Bluetooth pairing. It has voice recognition, so you can send commands, you can answer the phone, hang up. And then it's got navigation as well, so you can pull up a navigation screen and easily put in a destination. You can do the destination via voice recognition as well. This came with a satellite radio, and there is a CD slot up in the top, so if you have that type of media that you want to use. And then it's got environmental controls, and there's even an economy environmental control to keep your energy consumption, because obviously air conditioning sucks up a lot of energy. So normally we drove around with it on econ mode, but it also has heated and cooled front seats here, and the rear seats have heated seats as well. The shifter is automatic, but you can pop it over to do some manual shifting. I left it pretty much in the automatic drive section so that the car would actually manage when to shift into EV mode or when into using the gas engine. So another important little icon here, I don't know if you can see it, let's see here, is the EV right up at the top there, and that means it's in electric vehicle mode, and that is more energy efficient. It's hard to keep it in there when you're going up hills and things like that, but for the most part, if you're driving on the freeway and you're on a slight downhill slope, you're going to be able to hit that pretty easily. Overall, really like this car. It's comfortable. It does feel a little bumpy on the ride at times. Obviously, they're trying to make this vehicle as light as possible, and you can see from the outside it is extremely streamlined to reduce the wind drag as you're driving, and also pretty much the acceleration, as I mentioned, isn't super fast, but that's not really what you're looking for if you're getting a hybrid car. When the engine is cold, I did notice that initially starting out it is a little bit jumpy, but after like a minute or two, once the engine is warmed up, it seems to work pretty well. My kids enjoyed the back seat. My only complaint from my youngest was that if you have a booster seat or something in the back, trying to push in the seatbelt sometimes pushes the little seatbelt connector back into the seat itself, so that makes it a little difficult. But for the most part, we all really enjoyed the Kia. And if you want to read more about it and see some more pictures, you can visit my website, and that's at www.hightechdad.com. And if you have any questions, you can ask me on Twitter, and I'm at HighTechDad.